My argument against the tapeworm diet. What is the tapeworm diet, and how does it work? The tapeworm diet is a process that involves swallowing a pill with a tapeworm egg inside, and when that egg hatches, the tapeworm will live in your body and eat whatever you eat. This process allows you to lose weight quickly and efficiently. And this should work in theory, except that going through with this diet is the same thing as having a tapeworm infection. Tapeworm infections are dangerous, mainly because they cause the host to lose significant amount of weight in a short period of time, and if they are given the time to reproduce, the infection can become extremely dangerous if not taken care of. Tapeworms, if they aren't removed and if they come bad enough, can suck their host dry of nutrients. The manufacturer's claim. When people used to use tapeworms to diet, manufacturers would claim that it was an easy and safe way to get rid of the fat on your body. But scientists can now refute this claim with evidence. This evidence shows that tapeworms really cause more harm than good, and they aren't worth the potential risks and the pain that your body will go through. To the right, there is an advertisement that looks to be around from the 1950s or so. That's from when they actually sold and used these tapeworm dieting pills. And this is just sort of an example of what people were promised if they used this pill. The science behind the tapeworm diet. When you get a tapeworm infection, the tapeworm attaches itself to your intestine and absorbs any nutrients that your body takes in. This allows the tapeworm to reproduce inside your body. The main risk when it comes to this diet is that you can't control where the tapeworm attaches. If it attaches itself to an organ other than your intestines, then it can cause a lot of serious internal damage. This is called invasive infection, and it can cause a lot of health issues, especially if it isn't taken care of. This can be made worse if the tapeworm is given time to reproduce. Then you can start to lose weight uncontrollably. Tapeworms, if they aren't controlled or removed in due time, then they can cause, when I say they can cause serious side effects, I mean it literally. You'll see later in the presentation what side effects specifically it can cause, but if it gets bad enough, it can lead up to death. Benefits to the tapeworm diet. The only potential benefit is that this diet can actually work, and it can help you lose weight quickly. It's a way to diet, but still be able to eat whatever you want, whenever you want. It doesn't seem to be cheap, though, especially since it's now illegal. But that's the only positive, and that isn't even guaranteed. It's much more likely that someone who uses a tapeworm to diet will have painful and dangerous side effects, bad enough that it can land them in the hospital. The small benefit isn't worth the risk, especially when there are better and healthier ways to diet. Dangers and risks related to the tapeworm diet. Having a tapeworm infection can be extremely dangerous to one's health, and it is shown to do more harm than good. Even though it may be an effective way to diet, it has too many negative health consequences. Not only that, but in the U.S. it's illegal to use a tapeworm for weight loss. In many circumstances, the risk of using a tapeworm isn't worth the small amount of benefit that comes with it. When looking at the science behind it, using a tapeworm to diet really doesn't make any sense, especially if the consequences can eventually result in death. Symptoms of a tapeworm infection and an invasive infection. The tapeworm infection can cause nausea, diarrhea, bloating, weakness, fevers, abdominal pain, vitamin deficiencies, and malnutrition. And while these are bad enough, an invasive infection can cause all of these symptoms and worse. And it can also cause your internal organs. It can also damage your internal organs if the tapeworms become bad enough. It can also cause an allergy to the tapeworms, bacterial infections, neurological issues like dementia and vision issues, as well as the blockage of bile ducts and disruption of the function of your organs. If a tapeworm infection becomes bad enough, it can be lethal. Conclusion. The tapeworm diet is extremely unhealthy and dangerous, and the consequences largely outweigh the positives. Any medical professional, and honestly anyone with common sense, will tell you that the tapeworm diet should not even be considered, and that there are much safer and healthier ways to lose weight and eat healthier. Not only is this diet something that is unsafe, but it's illegal and can get you in trouble if you decide to go through with it. It's really just a better idea to find an alternative, like working out and eating better, even if that alternative is something that will be harder to do. The risks are too high and too dangerous. Even if this seems like an easier method, it's not. These are my sources, and thank you so much for listening to my presentation.